all of you a happy Easter Monday.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Wish you the same.
Okay, for those of us who are Christians, for those of us who are Christians, we respect and honor Jesus. This is resurrection. Resurrection. When Jesus was raised from the dead, Jesus was raised from the dead. So many people don't understand certain words. So many words which I use. Jesus was resurrected from dead means what? What does it mean? Is it figurative or it is physical? Is it physical or figurative? That has to be understood. At that time, people believe in, you see, Jesus was dealing with faithless people. This you should understand. Jesus was dealing with faithless people. Oh, men of little faith, he shouted and he regretted. Dealing with people who have no faith. Just like you want to help someone who is not interested in help. He doesn't understand what is help. Mostly we're dealing with people, you just have to have a background. Mostly we're dealing with people, he has a followers, people were following him. Just for a short moment, he told him to wait, let him go and speak with God. How long does it take? Before he came by, the people have already started worshiping something else. Those are the kind of followers. Illiterate people. Illiterate people. The illiterate here, not just because the person does not know how to write ABC alphabet. That is not what we mean by illiteracy. Illiteracy. Illiteracy means one who does not understand Krishna. So those are the background. So Jiva Goswami he explained, Sanatana Goswami, sorry. Sanatana Goswami he explains that when we generally when we say the person is illiterate, we think in terms of a person being uneducated, he does not know, he doesn't have any academic knowledge. But actually, illiteracy means one have no knowledge about Krishna. One who has no bhakti for Krishna. He's illiterate. And he said, when we look at the destitute, when I say a destitute person, that we're looking at destitute. Destitute doesn't mean the person doesn't have material facilities. That's how we look at it. But our children, they have a different outlook, a different understanding about everything. Destitute means not a person who doesn't have money, not a person who does not have material facilities. But he referred to a person who doesn't have bhakti. It's a destitute person. It's a poor person. Even if one has all the material facility, but if you have no bhakti, it's a poor person. The person is fallen. The person is fallen because you cannot take the bhakti. So that was the background that Jesus was dealing with the faithless people. Therefore, he has to do some mystical feats to go to convince people to believe what he's doing. Therefore, to understand him, we need to have a proper mood and knowledge to understand who he is and his teachings. Anyway, coming back to our higher platform, we are looking at the principles Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakura has given to us. We have looked at it from 1 to 12. Today we will begin from 13, 1-3, which he said, Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati, the principles. Principle number 13, 1-3. To recite the name of Sri Krishna is Bhakti. To chant Hare Krishna mantra, that is Bhakti. Here he didn't say if one is again one is speculating in Bhakti. We're talking about the Sakanara Saraswati next time. To chant the Hare Krishna mantra is Bhakti. In fact, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this is the highest form of self-realization. To recite the name of Sri Krishna is Bhakti. Not studying the scriptures, which ends at the speculation. It's Bhakti because by chanting the holy name of Krishna, pure love for Godhead will develop. When we look at Chaitanya Bhagavat, or look at Harinam Chintamani, Srila Mahaprabhu, he glorified Haridas Thakura. You, Haridas, is the abode of the scripture. The scripture resides in the heart. Why? The supreme person of God resides in the heart of Haridas. Therefore, if Krishna is there, what else is not there? Everything is complete. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't say that of the Gyanis, but this is what he said of Haridas. The conclusion of the Siddhanta, the scripture resides in you, in your body. Therefore, you can speak the scriptures. Haridas Thakura said, oh my Lord, you are requesting an unfit person to speak about such a high topic, high philosophy. I am not a fit person for this. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you have the supreme perspective of Godhead in your heart. This is confirmed by Dhira, when Dhira came to test Haridas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say, you have the scriptures. The scripture resides in their heart. So you can speak. Speak to me the glories of the holy name of Lord Krishna. And Haridas says, he spoke extensively. So he's not Acharya. So, to chant the Hare Krishna mantra, if one chant the Hare Krishna mantra, one would develop pure love of Godhead. Just by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one would develop pure love of Godhead. It is the perfection of all the 9 limbs of Bhakti. Chanting Hare Krishna mantra. The nine processes of Bhakti, all of them rest in chanting the holy name of Krishna. And all the incarnations of Krishna, all the activities of Lord Krishna, everything will be revealed 100%. Everything will become manifest if one chants Hare Krishna mantra. The persons of Krishna that we hear, all of them will become fully manifest just by chanting the holy name. So it's a solution to all problems. All. Therefore, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura said, to recite the name of Sri Krishna is Bhakti. It is the process of bhakti, the process of achieving bhakti. It's also the bhakti itself. One will follow the process to attain in the beginning, in the middle, and the end. That is the holy name of Krishna. Therefore, for an intelligent person, for a fortunate person, we should give our best interest, our best ability, our best time, our best energy into chanting the holy name. Because everything rests on the name. What did we see in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? In the beginning, as a child, he was a scholar. He was performing that pastime as a scholar. Big scholar. Let's say big scholar. He's a supreme scholar. And he was teaching all the Vaishnavas, whatever he see in the devotees. Srila Pandit, Radhi Gupta, Radhi Gupta, all of them. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sees them, he will challenge them. Oh, Vaishnavas, come here. What do you know about scripture? He was teaching them. So all the devotees, including BDDS Pandit, all the devotees, they will say, oh, the Krishna mentioned true eloquence is one who speaks concise words, concisely. The essence, one who gives the essence, is an eloquent person, eloquent speaker. So devotees will say, why can't you use your logic for Krishna consciousness? Krishna also, he put that in the Chaitanya. My dear logicians, if you are very expert at argument and logic, please employ this in the service of Chaitanya. Engage your ability in preaching the cult of Bhakti. Their life will be successful. So the devotees were discussing, when will Chaitanya become a devotee? And the Lord will himself said, when I become a devotee, all of you will see the level of my bhakti. He was indirectly telling devotees what he's going to do. When I'll be a devotee, all of you will see by the level of bhakti. And truly, after his initiation, when he came out, he gave up all teachings, he gave up scholastic affairs, he gave up everything. And what did he do? He just resigned to chanting the Holy Name. He's a biggest scholar. But like Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati himself, he's the biggest scholar at that time. And he's the greatest astrologer. But he threw them away and took to Bhakti. What does that mean to us? He threw all of them away and took to Bhakti. He gave them all. What does that mean to us? The same Chaitanya, he gave up the scholastic person he was performing, and he took completely to chanting the Holy Name. That's what was doing what he disappeared from the planet. Therefore, it is right for him to say that chanting the name of Sri Krishna is bhakti. He gave it up and took to bhakti fully. Next item 14. Life is for the glorification of topics on Hari. If that is stopped, then what need is there to carry on life? Life is for the glorification of topics of Hari. So if that is stopped, then what need is there to carry on life? If just like if we depend on food to survive, so if there's no food, then death. Similarly, the purpose of human life is to be engaged in Krishna consciousness. This is the purpose of human life. By nature, if you look very carefully, sometimes also we speak, we don't really hear ourselves when we're speaking. We don't understand what we're doing. Look at the different forms of life. The closest form of life to human life is what? The closest. It's the animal, right? An animal is closer to human life. What did they do? The Prabhupada gave us a basic activity, 4 basic activities: eating, sleeping, mating, defending. The basic activity. You don't expect them to do something more than that. Yeah? Will you consider it normal if you have entered the church and the goats are full the hall, they're waiting for a sermon to start? Will you consider that normal? Will you feel normal? Or you have entered the church and they're full of birds, they're all there waiting, sitting all there waiting. Will we consider that normal? Yeah, I would say, oh, ghost house. The ghost has taken the place. But if you enter the church and you see the whole place is full with people, will you consider it abnormal? No. Yeah, this is normal. So what does that mean to us? The human life is not meant for any other thing which other species of life can do. There's something which is meant for only human beings. When we look at the other species of life, they have a specific thing they do. You would never see a tiger eating grains. Huh? You see a tiger eating grains, but you see birds eating grains. Is it because they don't see grains? You can't see a tiger eating grains, but you see birds eating grains. Neither will you see, even not a vulture, a normal bird eating flesh. No, it is not normal. But why we don't see this? It's ignorance. It's a misfortune. So Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati, Thakura, is opening our eyes. We should see things very clearly. Huh? Look at it. There are certain things one gets just by looking at the world. Not even going to school. Don't look at just a normal life. One day, don't look at the street. Look at the thing, how things functioning. One will get knowledge, understand certain things. Not only reading Bibles or any scripture. There are certain things one will just understand by looking at the world. That I should not pinch you, because if that is done to me, I will feel pain. We don't need scripture for that. We should know it. Similarly, we should know that this human form of life is meant for a particular thing, to know God. So we see that the scriptures are only for the human beings. Religion is for human beings. We don't have any scripture for animals, but we have for human beings. When we look carefully, also we see that only human beings violate the principles of nature. Only human beings. You don't see animals violating the principles of nature. You don't see that. You don't see. They follow nature perfectly. Human beings will violate the principles of nature. Only human beings. Therefore, according to Narada Muni, from his research, the most miserable species of life is human beings. Because it is we human beings who break the principles of nature, who break the laws of nature. And we are thinking some of them is civilization. Have you ever seen the birds crashing before? Birds flying in the sky, they crash. A human airplane crash. Human airplane will do that. Why is that? Why human beings have so much, look at so many things we pass through in the travel. Just see level of frustration and anxiety haunting people. Why? Because we are breaking the principles of nature. We don't live according to nature. So it is risky, very dangerous, and not something that we should go for. We have lives to glorify the Krishna, it to chant the holy name of Krishna, it to serve the Krishna. That's the purpose of human life. So without this, there's no need to live. Living for what? Living for what? Item number 15. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura continue. Physical illness with Hari Bhajan is preferred to a physical fitness without Hari Bhajan. Better for me to have a sick body and be a devotee and chant Krishna and serve Krishna, than to have a healthy, beautiful, handsome body with all the facility for serving Krishna without Krishna. It is punishment. It is better to have a sick body and be a devotee, and to have healthy body and not being a devotee. It is not that one should pray to have a sick body so we can serve Krishna. That is not the idea. We don't have to do that. So the devotee want to curse himself or herself so that the Krishna can give us suffering. I say we don't have to do that. It will come naturally. It will come naturally. What will come, it will come naturally. You don't have to go and tell Krishna, give me accident. Let me second surrender. If we do that, when accident comes, we don't surrender to Krishna. Because it's not normal. It's not coming from Krishna. We shouldn't force Krishna to do unnecessary things. Everything is already there. They will unfold according to time. So you know that we should pray for the sick body. After all, the body is already sick. Small body or old body is already sick. It's not young body already having, see, in my travel, I'm wearing eyeglass because of old age. But there are children who are wearing eyeglass. So the body is already useless. It's not that. So for some people, that are going to change it one day. That is part of it. 3-year-old baby is wearing eyeglass. Recommended by doctor. You got to wear glass for that. And so other problems. See, we already have enough. We don't have to ask Krishna to give. The point is that if we can be a devotee in a sick body or ugly body, it's better to have a healthy or handsome body, which will be a source of distraction. One will not be a devotee. That's the point. The point is to be a devotee in all circumstances. In fact, a devotee should be so desirable of Krishna consciousness that we are ready to serve in any condition. That is the point. In any condition. Any condition we want to serve. Any situation, any condition. Whatever can help me to be a devotee should be. That is a prayer from His Holiness Bhaktisiddhanta. It's a very powerful prayer. It is not for everybody. He's everybody to say, but nobody say. Because everybody knows that to say such a prayer is very, very, very powerful. Yeah, Bhakti is very, very high to say that kind of prayer. Because Krishna is going to respond to it. So it is better to have a body that can give us Krishna consciousness. It doesn't matter how the body is. A body that can help us to be a devotee is better. Either it's a sick one or it's a healthy one, whatever it is. A body that can give us Krishna is the best. What is the value if we have a healthy body and not a devotee? But is it not that everybody who is sick become a devotee? Not like that. Where I say I pray to Krishna to take it out. So whatever condition we have, we should become a devotee. That is the point. Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati is presenting before us. In that way, everything will be auspicious, will be wonderful. Everything auspicious. Okay, that is 15. Now we go to 16. What is there? Our span of life on earth is short. Our life will be crowned with success if the body wears out with constant discourses on Hari. We didn't know what we mean by short life. 100 years is nothing. Just look, just to have a glimpse of it, In Satya Yoga, we're living for 100,000 years, and that is nothing. 100,000 years is nothing. That is nothing. It's compared to Machawali. What is lifetime of done? What is lifetime of done? So much. But that is nothing. It's like a flash. It's like a flash. Then we look at our own life 100. What is 100? Even that 100, when you are 50, you are finished. Already finished. You will look at the life of trees. The trees are standing in one place for many years. What is the value of that? Even if not a devotee, one day is useless. One day is useless. Even the moment is useless because we are destructive. We are very destructive to the self, but destructive to everybody, to the whole planet. We are destructive. So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakura wanted us to engage our life in serious Christian consciousness. And the success of our life is when we are leaving the body chanting the holy name of Krishna. We cannot do that without practicing before then. We are leaving our body in the middle of kirtan, being chanted by other devotees. The devotees are around us chanting the holy name. This is the standard set by Lord Krishna. Lord Chaitanya, and our present acharyas, Prabhupada, our social master, he did, and other devotees are following that. Leaving the body in the middle of kirtan performed by devotees. The holy name of Krishna and Krishna's death are not different. So either one leave the body in the presence of Krishna directly, or one is leaving the body in the presence of Krishna in his name. Right? Being chanted by devotees. They descend. That is a glorious way. And that is considered here by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakura as a crown of success. A crown of success on our head. The crown of success. Success. One's life is considered a success if we are a devotee. Not just being in the movement. We are not talking about it's being a devotee. It doesn't mean what is just being in the movement. There's so many devotees in the movement too who are powerful pujaris. So many devotees. They are powerful pujaris. They are powerful Sankirtan devotees. They are powerful preachers, seminars, so many things. But when they go to the house, they're beating their wife. For what? They're not giving them sex as he wanted or something. That is not what we mean by devotee. A devotee, one who say devotee, not just by name, but a devotee by quality. Not allowing the family, the wife, or the children to take to Krishna consciousness fully. They become the source of distraction for the family members to practice. That is not what we're talking. We're talking about a devotee who is actually in good standing. They're taking Krishna consciousness very seriously. We can demonstrate our material abilities. We can demonstrate that, our material abilities. Our material abilities are not necessarily Krishna consciousness. The one is an orator, one is a teacher before you become a devotee. If you become a devotee, you're not going to do something less. You're going to know the philosophy and present it very nicely, and people appreciate. But that does not mean that it's a pure devotee. One is a cook. One knows how to cook because you become a devotee. They're going to cook nicely because that's their profession. They're doing that. We have been doing that. If you're not in Krishna consciousness, then you're going to do it anyway. But when these things are done consciously as an offering to Krishna, then that becomes devotional service. And that is where our success stands. Our success stands on that. That's our success. When we leave the body not lamenting, when we leave the body not angry, when you leave the body not frustrated, the devotees are asking me, because they have seen so many senior devotees who are in the movement. And we've seen so many devotees who are in the movement for years. It's the proper disciple. Leaving the body and their behavior their behavior does not encourage devotees. Why? Because all along they have lived their life just like a normal person doing his professional thing, not just as a devotee who is doing those things with a devotional mood as an offering to Krishna. It will manifest. The Prabhupada told us everything we are doing will show at the end of our living the body. We're already having the experience. Everything, whatever we are practicing, will show at the end. Will be tested. That's the word he used. Everything will be tested. When? At the time of death, it will be tested. How we respond to the situation. Leaving the body angry. That bhakti, that means I won't have been. Whatever the devotee is doing is bhakti. No, it is just our profession. This is going on. Someone has been cooking for the deity for years and dressing the deity for years. And he's telling my disciple, oh, why you have a black man as a disciple? Why? He's a pujari. Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan. Why you have a black man as a disciple? Is a good. Why? He's a pujari for years. Krishna Balaram, Radha Shama. 20, what the design is saying Krishna's body. He paints that all. Radha Shama, Krishna Balaram, God Nita. No. Why you have a black man as a good? Why? You should check if the soul is also black. You should check that. Check and see if the soul is black or soul is it is different. What this movement is meant for? This movement is meant for Indians, the Westerners. This is another one. Why you accept Westerners as a group? Why Westerners? What do they know about this? This is our team. And so I will also say that why you accept such a person as a guru? I will also say that because the person is on the body platform. He's a special master. This one is a special master. The other one is a project. He's not a special master yet, but he's a proper disciple. I've been a movement for you. He is serving the deity for years, taking care of deities. Till today, I'm talking. So why would such a person not leaving the body in anger, frustrated, lamenting? Not lamenting like it's like Madhavendra Puri. Not lamenting like that, because that is spiritual lamentation. Lamenting material lamentation. So we should understand what the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati is talking. Once you leave the body, joy, joy with satisfaction. Joy, satisfaction. Satisfaction means what? That we have pleased Lord Krishna with our devotional service. Harida Thakura, we were lamenting leaving the body. Harida Thakura, was he lamenting leaving the body? Bhishma Dev was lamenting while he was leaving the body. Bhishma. Prabhupada, he was lamenting while he was leaving the body. So Prabhupada was lamenting, was crying, was not crying for Bhakti. Like Madhavendra Puri was crying for Bhakti. Dr. Chirmaya was crying for Bhakti. Prabhupada, he was lamenting Was regretting? Was angry? He wasn't. They wasn't. Because they're in pure bhakti. You see the difference. So I have devotees who are serving, devotees who are about leaving their body, and they are getting disturbed, seeing their reactions. So they're asking me, so what is the problem? What is the problem? The problem is that all along the whole of this year, they have been doing their service as teacher. That's a teacher. They're just teaching as teachers without bhakti. Or they are cooking. That is a profession without bhakti. The artist, so they're painting the days very nicely, they are decorating the day very nice. An artist, what is a profession? These things are professions, mature professions. If we are not in the temple, we are going to do it outside. That's a profession. One is a singer, one is a musician. If you take the Christian, they're going to have a powerful singing for devotees for entertainment, for entertaining devotees. It could be that they're singing for the girls. It has happened many times. Yeah, it happened many times. Many devotees were banned from public kirtan. Why? Because they were singing for, not for Krishna. Some years ago, we were traveling our safari program. So we have so many proper disciples with us in the car. So our driver, he put on one kirtan, one bhajan from one devotee, very famous devotee, famous. And then the god brother of this, he said, no, remove this thing, just move this thing. I was, this is a, one of my favorite kirtan performers. So I was wondering why he did that, but I didn't say anything because I don't know the reason. So I didn't say anything. But I was surprised. Why did he say that? Why did he do that? He actually tried to remove this thing. Just remove this. Put Prabhupada there. So I was silent. It's better to be experienced. It's good to know. It's good to have experience, to know something. Knowledge is very good. So I was quiet. I didn't say anything. So I was just watching the drama. So after a while, then there were three proper disciples there in the car, this the bus. They started discussing that this Prabhu, now they are giving the reason why they asked is a budget to be removed. So they were telling us, we who doesn't know. They were they were traveling once, and there was a program in the temple they were going. So on the way, this devotee was saying that he's very, very tired. When he get to the temple, he's not going to be in a program until tomorrow. Tomorrow will be very good at the temple because he's very tired from the program they have already had that day. And that's why the journey has taken some time. So when he gets to the temple, he's going to go and rest because he's very tired. So all of them, they were just discussing that. But when they got to the temple and saw so many young girls were called, immediately this couple just jumped to the kirtan. He saw the kirtan. He was on it. He was on it. He was. Prabhu. Where's the energy coming from? The girls who are sitting here singing for them. Not for Krishna. The energy is not coming from Bhakti, from Krishna. That is the energy. Where the energy is coming from? It's not from Bhakti, it's coming from the girls who are sitting. That's what we're singing. So they were very disappointed. He was banned for some time. was banned for some time. So that kirtan was very nice, but with this background, with this motivation, will take one back to Godhead? No, because it's not motivated by Bhakti, not for Prabhupada, it's not for Krishna, it's not for the devotee, it is for the false ego, for our self-gratification. Therefore, Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati said, our lifespan is very, very short. So we should use this form of life for cultivating Krishna consciousness, discussing Krishna consciousness. We should be practicing chanting at Krishna consciousness, so that the end result will be what? Back to God, he said the crown of success. With the crown of success, if the body wears out with constant discourses on Hari, Hari. We are thinking of Krishna, we are chanting of Krishna, we are hearing about Krishna. We should leave the body hearing about Krishna, talking about Krishna. Like Prabhupada was speaking Krishna, the last word was Krishna. Last word. This one day was preaching Krishna consciousness, about to leave the body on Krishna consciousness. That was it. That is what Krishna consciousness is. He wants us to do this. Instruction number 17. We are here on earth not to work as artisans for making big buildings with wood and stone. What are we here for? But to work only as messengers for the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Dev. That is our profession. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's servant. That's our profession. Everything else anyone can do, and anything that is going on. People, there's so many architecture, there's so many pilots, there's so many engineers, there's so many people, so many things, but we don't have so many devotees. We don't have so many devotees. So our duty is what? We are messengers for the teachings, to spread the teachings of the Chaitanya Dev. All right. 18. We'll stop here. Let's go for 18. Item number 18. We have done 17. $18. That is 17. And it's 18. A sycophant is neither a guru or a preacher. Sycophant is neither a guru or a preacher. In the 64 principles for community, this is also one of the items. One of the items, 64 principles for community. This is Bhaktisiddhanta Thakura, and his Holiness Bhakti Chapter Maharaj has given commentary on 64 principles for community. The same thing is there. Sycophant is neither a guru or a preacher. Sycophant. A flatterer. A flatterer cannot be a guru, cannot be a preacher. Flatterer. Flatterer. Flatterer means what? I'm flattering you. I'm talking, oh, you're the best intelligence, but I'm saying that so I can get something from you. Maybe I need something, I need to sell food from you. I want you to buy me a car. I want to get some from how do you say, some help from you. There's some help, something. I'm expecting some help. I want some favor from you. I want the favor. So you're the best man. Oh, Prabhu, if not because of you, I would not be in this movement. I would have left the movement. I'm just here because of you. In my mind, I'm not saying you like that. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying that to raise your ego so that you can favor me for something. That is sycophant. Flattery. It's against our Vaishnava etiquette to flatter someone. We see you as our guru, even though, we know you're not officially good, but actually, we are in this, as far as we are concerned, this place, we are our guru. We are our guru. Even though you are not officially confirmed by ISKCON, but you are our guru. Everything, in fact, I'm praying every day to Krishna that I should not be transferred away from my lotus feet. I want to be only a short. That's my life. Flattery. I'm looking for favor. Then I can say something, I can give you some glorification, some quality which does not exist. So, but this is Danda Saraswati said, it can't be a guru. That's not the qualification to be a guru or to be a preacher. For example, if a doctor tells you have a boil on the body and the doctor says blowing head, don't worry. Don't worry. Okay, it's all right. It's all right. No, doctor, I have a pain on my chest. Oh, don't worry. That is not the coronavirus. Don't worry. You'll be fine very soon. Don't worry. Just go and drink water. Take rest. Yeah, it is good medicine that if you drink water, all the congestions, all the things here, the tight nerves and things will be released if you do like that. But when one is in acute situation, you need to take a serious medicine before you can resort to that. Sycophant. So a flatterer cannot be a good, cannot be a preacher. How are we going to tell a disciple what is necessary for that disciple to make advancement if you're a flatterer? A devotee come and say, oh, good day, oh, Prabhu. For days now, I'm not completing. I say, don't worry. Can take rest. Huh? This body is it's a bad bargain. So don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. It's okay. Yeah, when you get well, you can. Don't worry. After 1 year, you can complete it. It's a flatterer. How would that be? How would that such a person be a preacher? What is it preaching? How are we representing the Chaitanya Day? We're not representing the Chaitanya. God has shown. We're not. So we cannot. A flatterer cannot be a spiritual master. You cannot help anyone. Because we're going to keep people in ignorance. It is not just that the purity that we don't chastise, we don't correct a devotee. So if you are the Mahabhagavad, you turn Bhakta, then you should not be in a public. You should not be in a public. You should be in a seclusion. If you're him, people will go and meet you and take their blessing, whether you speak to them or not, it's okay. They're not disciples, they simply take the darshan from purity. But if you're going to be instructed, you have to speak. If you have to speak, then you have to tell the disciple the things we need to do to become a good devotee. That is required. So a sycophant can't do that. Therefore, we are disrupted. All right, Hare Krishna. Our time, exactly 5 o'clock.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Guru Maharaj. Referring to instruction number 17, Guru Maharaj, where a devotee, he has done his spiritual practice nicely, then he is crowned with success. Then you mention the incident of the devotee who was trying to play a kirtan. Then the devotee said, okay, remove this, it's not good. So in line with this, very often we have like kirtanyas, they are performing very nicely and they attract many devotees. But we don't know how their practice is. So how we can guard ourselves? How we can guard ourselves from, if ever there is somebody who is making a display of his talent or his talent in the using devotional service. So how we can guard ourselves?
Well, we cannot just go start to be looking for. Come on, tell you that singer. What is it? How is it like? What does he do? What does he do in his country there? What does he do? Tell me about that. We can't do that. We don't have to waste our time like that. If we can listen, if I would say very, very straight. We are straight. We are serious in Christian consciousness. We want the best. Yeah, that will not affect us. If you hear, will not affect us. It will not disturb us. Just like if they having leading a Christian in a temple, is Magarati or Sondarati, Sondara, Standia, and all here. Sorry to say, not Sondara, Sandia. Some people say Sundarati, not Sundarati. It's wrong. Sandia. So, what to do with that? Who can hear? But when we get to know, like they got to know about their God brothers, so they don't want to hear again. But before then, we hear. So the same thing we can do. We can hear whatever is sweet, we can hear. But whenever we get to know that the person is not in a good standing, is singing, not professional, then we can withdraw. The proper told us that the milk which is stored by the serpent is poison. The milk is very good, very nutritious, powerful. But if a serpent touches it, it becomes a no more nutritious thing, but it's not poison. So even though the holy name is pure transcendental, we're coming from the lip of a serpent, it becomes a disease. If you read a book from the person, will carry the consciousness of that person. If you hear a kirtan from the person, will carry the consciousness. What the person is having in mind, it will enter into the sound. If you eat the food, the consciousness is the person is in the food. And then energy is there. Everything is like that. All right.
Yep. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. We're talking about you. How is your health?
Maharaj, better now, but still weakness is there actually.
Yeah, it will take some time. Don't worry. We're praying for you, so the weakness will disappear.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah, your point number, this one, I like it. The physical illness. with Hari Bhajan is preferred to body. That's actually, yeah, that's true. I realized this, Maharaj. This is very true. And when you are alone and there is no one around you, it's and you have this problem. It's very difficult to understand that. But I think one thing I understood is basically like only name is so powerful that it keeps you healthy actually. Though you are internally, physically not well, but yes, the names gives you a strength actually, and that's the medicine actually. What I felt.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yes. But Mara, sometime like this situation, like I'm struggling for last 14 days, and sometime it is going up and down. Like in sometime it's like it seems to be like the end of everything. And then so it's very difficult to come out from that state. That is what I'm trying to take as many as name. But situation is sometimes like you one side your physical body pressuring is so much that you can't think of. So how do we take it as forward?
Yes, when one is sick, that's what we think. Oh, because this is the end. We always think like that. Oh, this is the end. 2 months I can't survive it. But actually, it's not the end. It's not always the end. It is like that. We just try as much as we can to understand that yes, like Papa said, everything we are doing will be tested. Everything we are doing in Christian consciousness will be tested. So when we are sick, so that is part of the test. And when we're leaving the body, that is the final test. So how do we handle the situation when the body is not functioning nicely? How do we handle the situation? That helps us to know. See, a devotee who is very serious, will learn from everything. See, the Christian said, see me in everything. Christian statements are never empty. Christian statements are always powerful, always live. So this is a time to show how much Christian conscious are we. Because we always see things negatively. When something happens, we don't see that. We always see the present. We forget our philosophy. We forget all that we have had before. We forget Krishna. But this is a time for us to introspect, to remember the training we have received. This is a time to prove how much do we think of Krishna at this time. Not sure where we are in our Christian consciousness. It will help us also to improve, to learn. Okay, when this happened, this is what I was thinking. I was not thinking much about Krishna like this. Now, as we would intensify, this is how we make advancement. So we should be conscious of this. All right.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you very much. Bless me so that I recover fast. Almost there at the end of the tunnel now. So just bless me so that I do more practice. Thank you, Maharaj.
Switch over to this. I think I'm back. I switch over to this. Hare Krishna. I think I switch over. Good to come. In the back.
Hare Krishna, Shyam.
Hare Krishna. Swami
There is
back.
one question from Jayesh Prabhu.
Okay.
His question is, I have read that we should not offer obeisances to anyone in front of deities. But during Guru Puja and in general in temple, we offer obeisances to Prabhupada in front of the deities. How to
Yes.
understand this?
For Srila Prabhupada, we should do that. For Srila Prabhupada, we should offer obeisances, and for your special master also we should do. If a special master comes, we should offer obeisances. Prabhupada, we should do that. Others, no. All right.
Next question from Jagan Nivas Prabhu.
All right.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Gurudev, you've been talking about the last stage of devotees and what is their consciousness. So our experience is that what is going on with the devotee, that somehow or other his mind is not in the best condition at the last part. I was just trying to reflect on this. What if it can be that Krishna conditioned the mind for the last stage, or it's just something that is related to what you were talking about, that not doing our devotional service in the right way with the right mood, and that's how, or that's what we get at the end, that our mind is not clear.
Srila Rupa Goswami mentioned in his book, Lalita Madhava. So there he mentioned that devotee, Krishna doesn't like his devotees to suffer. So even if a devotee take birth in the jungle as an animal, in the water, anywhere, Krishna will go there and deliver the devotee. So why would, if Krishna had that nature, and that is what Krishna does with devotee, why would he allow a devotee to not to have a mind or remembering him at the time of death? That cannot be a dealings of Krishna. In fact, if Krishna will help the devotee to remember him, it is Krishna who will help us to remember him at the time of death. So he won't do otherwise. He will help us to remember him. It is Krishna who will do that. He did to Ajamila. Krishna specifically influenced Ajamila to name the last boy Narayana. And Krishna made him to be attached to calling Narayana, 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 all through to the last day, Narayana. That is Krishna's dealing. So that is Krishna's nature. So he will not make us forget him if we have satisfied him. So making the mind to be very disturbed and clouded with issues which we're going to regret and feel very angry, that is a sign that we have not performed our part very nicely. We have not done our part nicely. If we have done our part nicely, Krishna will do his part nicely. It's a reciprocation, like what Krishna told us. That's Krishna's nature. He always, that is his nature. Reciprocate with us. As the Prophet said, everything we are doing will be tested. Everything. In two ways, as we are here through sickness, Krishna will show us where is our consciousness when something happens. Not when something good happen, when something bad happen. How do we respond to that? That is to show where we are in our own Krishna consciousness. But as I've said before, we don't see it like that. We always see, oh, I'm sick now. Oh, I'm going to die. That is a new thing. death, is it a new thing? It's something that is already in a body. So what is the problem with that? The problem is not death or the life. The problem is, what are we doing with this life for Krishna? This life, this breath, what are we doing with it for Krishna? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said is, it is not for constructing buildings and wood or stones or do something. It is for preaching the message of Chaitanya Dev. And by doing this consciously as an offering to Krishna, we'll be crowned with success of remembering Krishna at the time of putting this body. That is our success. The success is not how many disciples we have, how much money we have in our temple, how many material facilities we have, how many temples we have had, how many lectures we have. That is not a success. All these are externals. The success is of all that we have, how many have we made a pure devotee? How many people have we culturally trained and facilitated, helped to become a pure devotee? While we are dealing with the many, we shouldn't forget the one. But dealing with so many people, are we concentrating on making our congregation a member? Are we concentrating on those who are very serious in that group and investing energy in them to make sure they become successful devotees? That is success. And because we have successfully helped so many devotees, why will we regret at the end? Regret what? You're doing good? Can somebody do good and regret? No. Krishna will help us to remember him. That is Krishna's duty. So we should not be confused. We should know what is happening. And that should also be a lesson for us. At what state of consciousness are we going to live our body? With anger? With frustration? Or we are preaching Krishna consciousness. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, to the end, we are preaching Krishna like proper deed. See, my Gurudev did. Kirtan, draw out. Peaceful, sweet Krishna. Not a pin will drop, only the holy name. That's all. Very holy name. The name is present. Gunagari Maharaj, in the middle of Kirtan, the process. God Govida Maharaj, speaking the holy name of Krishna, leaving the body in that way. We're speaking God Govida Maharaj, speaking Krishna Kata in that way, leave the body. What a glorious way to kill the body. See, Krishna is using all of them to show us what we should do. That can happen only when we have done our part, doing what we supposed to do till that day. Then Krishna will make it happen like that. That is Krishna's reciprocation. So we should not just be satisfied with the external things what we do. We should do these things internally, because bhakti is internal, not external thing. If bhakti is external, we wouldn't have sahajiyas in our system. If bhakti is external, there wouldn't be sahajiyas in our system. Because bhakti is internal, there are differences. We have sahajiyas, we have the real bhaktas. Does it make sense?
Yes, Gurudev. Thank you. Thank you so much. And also just to add to comment, because for me it's clear, since I'm, the situation, and some devotees, they think that in this particular situation, this devotee is going into a like manasa puja or going inwardly. But the symptoms that we see is not that in that direction. So, and the energy that we have to deal every day, which is very, very subtle. but we can see that it's not going in that direction.
Yes.
So,
yes.
if
it is a mana siksha, if it is that we are going into itself, then that devotee will not be angry, because going inside means what? The mind is trying to search for the absolute. Now we are connecting with internal. If one is peacefully in the mind, chanting the holy name in the mind, one is trying to remember all the passions of Krishna in the mind, we will be peaceful. We will not be angry. We will not be frustrated. All right?
yes, Gurudev. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Gurudev, there is one question from Sesha Prabhu. In context to the part where you say doing our right part, how to assess it ourselves? If we think we are doing our right part, isn't it false pride? How assess our progress if we are doing our right part? Because the process of self-analysis might become misguiding sometimes.
So Krishna told us in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma tamediyam evam yobeti tatra. Janma karma. Two things Krishna told us. Spend your time in understanding how I appear. What are my activities? What did I do? This includes all the sadhana which we do. If we are doing these things scientifically, we are doing them very nicely. You don't need to speculate. Just like if you are eating very nicely, who will tell you to stop eating that your belly is full? Who? Who will tell you? Yourself. Yourself who is eating. No, my belly is full. I should stop eating. Bhakti is like that. This is Bhakti. Bhakti that we are filling the belly. When the belly is full, you will know that now, okay, it's fine. Don't put again. I'm satisfied. That is Bhakti. No speculation. You will feel it. Because it's a substance, it's not void. It's a substance. It's a reality. Something we can feel, we can experience. Yes, we can identify it. No speculation. It's not just the mind activity. Not a mental activity. It is a reality, spiritual. So, you know, if you're doing the right thing, you will know. You know they're doing the right thing. When I hear nicely, we are chanting nicely, we are protesting very nicely, we are serving very nicely, we are relating very nicely. It will show. How do you know that you have vaccine in your body? The disease will not enter there again. You know? Disease will not enter again because there is vaccination. Not that you have the vaccination, you're not working. Until you get the second one before you know it is working. That is not vaccination. It's something else. If it's vaccination, means that you have vaccinated the body, so the body is like bound. But disease will not enter there until it wears off. Today we're taking vaccination, it's not working until the second one before it will work. Is that vaccination? It's something else. Cheating people. So we are practicing Krishna consciousness, it will show. You see, when pure devotees say, so I'm not a devotee, oh, I'm not this, I'm not that. When pure devotees say like this, they don't think that they are fools. When the Madhavendra Puri was showing like this, Ishwara Puri was, what was the mind of Ishwara Puri? Oh, my Guru is a liberated, pure soul. This is a pure devotee of Krishna. So he was serving the Guru diligently with all of his ability. Meanwhile, Ramachandra Puri was not serving, was not doing anything. Rather, he was advising, he was instructing his Guru. Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma. We lamenting. think of Brahman. And he chased him and chased him out. You get out, I don't want to see your face. You are a rascal. And what happened to him? He became a blasphemer of everybody, including Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is what he got from his guru. Because that is what he has given. That was his service. Blaspheming people, external devotee, external disciple. He's an external disciple. He can't know anything. Ishwari Puri is an internal devotee, internal disciple. So he knows everything about the spiritual master. He was feeling very happy that, yes, it's a great fortune. I have a pure devotee as my guru. Ramachandra Puri is instructing his guru. Both of them are disciples of the same guru, not different, the same guru. But they got different results. Why? Because of what they are. External disciple and internal disciple. They won't get the same thing, the special master. So, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura calls it Niskapata Bhakta and Sakapata Bhakta. Niskapata is a genuine disciple. Sakapata is a cheater. We're talking of sycophant. It's sycophant. All right.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
I think we no longer have question, Guru Maharaj.
Okay.
So we thank you again, and we hope to see you next week, starting from section 19 to maybe the end of that session.
Okay.
And we thank all the devotees. And we thank all the devotees who have joined the session also. And thank you again, Guru Maharaj.
Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakura Prabhupada ki jai.
Srila
Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Bhakti Damodara Maharaj ki.